correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com. Welcome back to the good ship Retrostar, where we have been playing Woven Lazarus.
Captain, as much as I hate to disagree with you, I don't think we bought that device.
Steve playing Barnaby Cumberbatch.
Well, we've got to get through, otherwise we won't make it there. And Tina says it's important we get it there this time.
And y'all know him, Hagen playing Slug.
But I'm here now.
Shine on, Retrostar. We open on the spaceship Retrostar, a smuggling vessel used to run illicit substance across the unsecured space. We open on a crew after a mishap on Egon 7. We see Captain Barnaby Cumberbatch. And what is Captain Barnaby Cumberbatch doing?
He is standing proudly sitting proudly at the console, looking over the array of dials and surveying out the viewport to see what awaits. Looks over at next to him. Lieutenant Worven, do we have any threats on any of the those security things you have?
And as you say that, the camera pans to Worven, and we start to hear a loud whirring and beeping. And you, in the script, you'll call out that there's two approaching vessels. Upon hearing this, the door to the cabin will open, and our young scamp Slug will come in.
Captain, it looks like
go
there's
ahead.
two concerning vessels that are approaching us. I'm attempting to do additional scans now.
Crap. Well, we have that false identifier beacon, right? Where did we put that?
Slug, where were you playing with that thing again?
Over there?
Yes.
Yeah, turn that on.
Okay, Captain.
And this is where we'll get our first roll for the game. So with your intent of turning on the false identifier beacon, Steve, I need you to spend 1 special effects point for that.
Change that to a 3. Okay.
And we'll go ahead and have you give me a roll. Not you, Steve, but Slug, you're going to go ahead and give me a roll for your drama, because this is a dramatic game.
Okay. Got a 1 in that, so I get a +1 on whatever I roll? Or +1 determines how many dice I roll.
Number of dice, and then which ones you add together. So 3 dice, and then you add together the 2 highest results.
Right.
Ooh, a 10.
Yeah, almost without fail, you managed to flip on the cloaking beacon, and the whirring sort of quiets. And as you flip on the cloaking beacon, the audience sees the ship just sort of disappear out of space, and 2 unidentified intergalactic police fly past the ship, followed by an audience going, "Ooh."
That thing was worth every bit we spent on it, wasn't it?
Captain, as much as I hate to disagree with you, I don't think we bought that device. I think it just appeared one day when Slug was playing around on that shopping manifest we stayed over at.
Well, I like having it, so I'm saying that it's worth every penny we spent on it.
I
And with
agree,
that,
Captain.
we'll go to first commercial.
Could it be that the ship kind of went to like an asteroid that was kind of floating, like a really clearly like hanging from a string asteroid, while plastic ships were like moving by it?
Yeah. Well, this is the first episode, so you guys have a little bit of money. The first episode.
Got it. So you hear like kind of like they do like that really indistinct like radio chatter to make it clear, and like almost like sonar pings, like the 2 ships are searching, and there's just like this like really disgusting looking asteroid that just like floats by them. And then I think we're gonna like the ships are gonna disappear, and the asteroid is gonna like waver and appear back, and then we're gonna cut to commercials.
Yep, we'll cut to commercial, and then when we come back from commercial, we'll play opening credits. Opening credits is this terrible disco song.
to the captain
It
dancing.
narrows it down.
Yeah, with the captain and crew dancing along, like sort of. Did you guys watch Peacemaker at all?
No.
Okay.
It's on my list still.
But we open back up on the interior of the ship, with a hailing call coming from the screen in front of the captain.
So, how I think we need to establish a little bit about like how the ship works. So are we thinking Star Trek where there's like a viewer and things get displayed visually? Are we going to be doing more like audio?
There is a viewer, things get displayed visually. However, everything is displayed through this old vector graphics style screen. So nothing is real clear. Everything is green and black and outlines.
Got it.
Okay, so it's monochrome.
Yes.
Okay.
And flashing on that screen, it just says incoming, incoming, incoming.
See, I was envisioning a cockpit a little bit like the Falcon.
No, bigger.
No, bigger?
Like a
Okay.
soundstage.
Okay.
I had an idea for a line, but then you said we were cutting a commercial. What I was going to say was, don't worry, Captain. I charge it to Miss Tina's credits. And Miss Tina is like the only woman on the cast, but she's never seen. She's referred to often.
Oh no. She's the owner of the ship. None of us actually own the ship. She's like the one who owns the smuggling business. Yes.
No, I'm envisioning Barnaby wearing kind of like a combination of the David Hasselhoff Knight Rider jacket with Marty McFly's jacket from Back to the Future 2.
And parachute pants.
100%.
Or no, bell bottoms. Sorry, not parachute.
Yeah, bell bottom. Parachute pants were the early 90s.
Captain, we seem to be receiving a call from somewhere. I am trying to identify the source.
Well, let's see who they are and what they want. No.
Captain, that might not be a good. Okay, I guess we'll just answer calls without screening. That goes
Hello.
great. Okay.
Captain Barnaby. You do not know me. I am your buyer.
Okay.
I understand you have my product from Egon 7.
Yes.
Wonderful. I will be beaming across the directions to my spaceport. Please deliver the product as quickly as possible.
Of course. It's my specialty. Speedy delivery.
And without issue, of course.
Always.
And the line goes dead. So you receive a set.
Conversationalist.
It does make it so much easier to deliver things when we know where to go.
It's so nice to work with professionals that clearly know their business.
Captain, would you like me to get you pants?
Yes, Slug. Please get him actual pants.
But I like these shorts. Pans back, and he's wearing those 70s.
The short shorts like basketball players from the 70s and 80s.
Yep.
Captain, but I'm afraid that when people call in, they might be able to, well, they might get to see a lot of you.
He's standing behind a podium. It's fine.
Yes.
Oh, he's standing the whole time?
I imagine the ship just has like a big podium in the middle where it looks like he's like conducting.
I'm thinking it's like kind of like
conducting the two of us, and only one of us is actually supposed to be on the
Well, the
staff.
ship is populated with various NPCs.
Oh, my bad.
His stomach.
Like a hollow round podium that he like kind of sits in a high stool in the middle of.
Yeah.
You know, like Space Ghost.
Okay, yeah.
You know, he's got the controls arrayed around him.
Yeah, you just can't see. Every now and again, you get a knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize there were NPCs on the ship. That's my fault.
There are. The ship is, I wouldn't say heavily populated, but decently populated with NPCs.
Okay.
And speaking of NPCs, one of the NPCs comes up to you and goes, Captain, I have punched in the directions on the navigation's computer.
Very good. Anything we need to be concerned about in that vicinity?
The asteroid belt of Nyakna.
Gesundheit.
I definitely need my pants for this run.
And we'll cut to you walking down a hallway to your quarters.
With a swish to your hips.
You just
I feel
following.
like it's one of those scenes like back in the 70s they couldn't be too risque to show how short they were. So there's always like some crew member walking by or like holding something that's like just blocking the lower half of you.
Hold on. 'Cause there's a couple of those shows that really had some short shorts on the
He has
guys.
very
Were they?
hairy
Oh,
legs,
never mind.
too.
Okay.
You're
You're actually like doing a disco dance down the hallway. All right.
Yeah. So we follow you. Yeah. Here's a clip from Starsky and Hutch with him and Jorts, just for
Ooh.
reference.
Ooh.
Just give me a second. There you go. For reference. There's a lot of clips from Starsky and Hutch and him in shorts that are way too short.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep. All right. Nope. That's just like square in the middle of the screen then.
Yep.
All right.
He's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tan though.
He is really tan. Anyways, so we follow the captain.
The captain's not.
Yes, we follow the captain, and as he's heading back the hallway, a door opens up in the hallway, and you hear a female voice beckon to him. Oh, Captain.
And you see him turn, look. Why, yes. What can I do for you?
It is important that we don't upset the buyer on these goods.
Why would we ever want to upset the buyers of our goods?
It might be a little I'll leave it up to your discretion. But just try your best not to upset him.
Well, a happy customer is a good customer.
Yeah, well, he might not be a very good customer. Well, have a good day, Captain. And the door shuts.
Okay, so he proceeds down the hall to his quarters, where he gets out a set of, those like basketball warm-up bell bottoms.
Mm-hmm. Tearaway pants.
Yes, that's what he puts on.
Was that the
before
unseen
heading
Miss
back to
Tina?
the bridge.
That was the unseen Miss Tina. You will never see her, but we'll always hear her voice, and that's usually how she'll communicate with
It's like
folks.
Norm's wife on Cheers.
It's like I was gonna go with Powerpuff Girls. We'll never see her face. What was that character's name? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I've never seen Powerpuff Girls.
Nor have I.
I'm just gonna put out there that the reference, if you get us the name, won't help.
I know. Miss Bellum on Powerpuff Girls.
Should we go like Charlie from Charlie's Angels?
Yeah,
That
we can go
works
Charlie.
too.
That works too.
Got
Miss
it.
Bellum is always shot from like the chin down. Like you never even really see her head most of the time.
I kind of like the idea she like randomly messages us through like weirder and weirder means. Like randomly, like a message pops up. Like randomly, someone shows up with like a telegram or. But anyways,
Sort of
That's
like
very 70s too. Telegrams were still a thing.
what's his name on
a fax.
Home Improvement?
Wilson.
Neighbor. Yeah,
Wilson. That's it. Yep. All right. So what we're gonna do is, as you're putting on pants, we're not gonna watch that and follow it. We're gonna cut to Slug. And what kind of shenanigans is Slug currently in?
That would have been a totally different rating if we were watching that. Slug is spending his time doing a little investigative work.
And what is Slug investigating?
He's trying to sneak a peek at Miss Tina.
So, are you going to allow me a little bit of creative liberty on how he's doing this, or do you have a plan?
Of course.
All right.
Remember
So
though,
Slug-
the late 70s, early 80s was like the time of things like Porky's. And
Yes. Slug has found himself in the air vents, attempting to climb through the air vents to get a look at Miss Tina through her room vent. In doing so, he arrives at a location just above the cargo hold, where Slug falls through the air vent and straight into the cargo hold next to the box that you are transporting.
I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
As you get up, the box that you are transporting starts to shake and rumble, and you hear somebody sort of calling from inside the box, in a very muffled tone of "Help me."
I don't think boxes are supposed to sound like that.
And how does Slug react from that?
Slug is realizing he's really not supposed to be here, and is looking for the exit and trying to ignore the box that is making more noise.
Okay. So Slug, you fall out of the cargo hold right as our security officer, Worvin, walks past. How does Worvin react?
Slug, at it again, I see.
Me? No, I was just looking for Harvey. Found him. I got a slug.
Right. I believe that's a delicacy on your planet, is it not? Do you need some salt to eat that, or?
No, he's very good.
Oh, right. So, what were you doing in here?
Looking for him. Did you know there's a box making noises in there? Bye.
I'm gonna grab like the back of his shirt and
You
kind of like
grab him up,
drag,
and his legs are sort of just still running.
and I'm just gonna kind of walk in. Boxes don't speak. Could you please point out the
This one
one that
does.
is? Prove it.
Walk over to the box and kick it.
And it starts to sort of shake and jitter again, and you hear that same. You
See?
and Worvin hear that same. Help me.
I pull out my sensor box.
Okay.
I don't want to say tricorder because that's probably copyrighted,
yeah.
but
Go ahead and spend 1 special effects point on that.
all right. Let me just analyze. First, I am screening out the molecular makeup of this box, and there's some slight shielding, but that is easy to bypass. And I'm like hitting this very like,
exaggerated steps backward from the box.
Okay.
and I'm hitting like this very like dramatic pose as I'm like using this thing, and
All right.
I'm projecting my voice just a little too much.
I need 2 checks from both of you. Worvin's check is gonna be a Worvin's check is going to be a drama check, and then Slug's check is gonna be an adventure check.
Okay.
We got a 9 and an 11. Oh wow. Okay.
Nope. I'm a
Do the 8
4.
and 9.
I am a 4.
Oh, who lowest?
I'm a -1.
Oh, you are a negative. You are a 4. You're correct.
I'm a 9.
And you're a 9. Yeah, you'll succeed at that.
Oh wait, I used the SX pool. Do I get bonus for that? No, that was Spotlight pool. Never mind.
Right. If you're doing a spotlight, yes. Special effects, no.
We need a little more dramatic tension for the spotlight point, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more interpersonal drama for the spotlight pool. And you did that. I'm just looking here. Yeah, 2 to 6 character fails. So
Slug,
as you're go ahead.
this bioscanner clearly demonstrates that there's nothing in this box.
And as those words leave your mouth, the box again begins to shake and shimmy, like almost trying to move by itself.
Clearly, this is just a aberrant of the molecular quantum core that's causing some vibration through this deck. I'll have engineering come down to ensure the internal compensator devices are functioning at optimal capacity.
I've never seen a box that shakes like that. I've seen some beds that do. My mom's.
And we cut to commercial.
And I think you see Worvin just like almost break character, like doing this like look at Slug, like what?
Okay. He just makes his face, and as we cut to right as we cut to commercial, you can see him break. We couldn't get a clean cut out of him if we wanted to.
Wasn't in the script.
Steve can confirm that this was just kind of like me in college too.
Pretty much.
And still.
When we cut back, the 3 of you have gathered again on the bridge as you're approaching. You can see on screen there is a on the vector graphics screen there is a bunch of asteroids sort of crudely drawn whizzing past the ship as someone from navigation.
Woof.
Yeah, we're
Really bad
holding
sound
up-
effects.
Sorry, we're doing the best we can, Captain.
I think the captain at this point is,
Now wearing pants.
yes, now wearing pants, sitting there, and he has like this kind of exaggerated, slightly larger than normal toothpick that he is chewing on as he stared intently, is looking at things and calling out a correction, maybe here or there. Well, we've got to get through, otherwise we won't make it there. And Tina says it's important we get it there this time.
And we hear sort of dramatic music play as the audience goes, ooh.
What time's the rendezvous scheduled for, Captain?
1,400 hours.
That's gonna be cutting it close.
Yeah, well, that's what we do.
As you say that, one of the NPCs from engineering that we sort of see walks up to Worven and goes, Mr. Worven.
That's Lieutenant Worven.
Sorry, sir. Lieutenant Worven, we analyzed the box in the cargo hold.
Yes.
It appears there are multiple life forms inside of it.
That's not possible. I scanned it with my bio scanner.
I'm not sure, sir. Our scans are indicating that there are life forms inside of the box. However, the box is abnormally small for there to be any sort of full-sized life forms inside of it, as is indicated by our doomahickeys. I can't think of a term for scanner things.
I'm gonna lean forward to the captain. Captain, I think you must be made aware of this. Slug became aware of a box moving inconsistently. I was not able to identify the cause, though I do not think it's a security risk. However, engineering is questioning whether or not there might be some tiny, mobile, metabolically active organisms. Hopefully, they're not going to be tribal.
You're telling me what again?
We think there's something alive in the box.
Why didn't you just say that instead of whatever all that was you said?
I did just say that.
Yes, but you didn't say it the first time.
Right, Captain. As I was saying, I think you should be aware of this. There is something alive in a box.
Well, forgive me, I've forgotten what the name of the. Did the client give us a name?
No.
Okay. Well, look,
Mister, you don't know.
the client pays us to pick stuff up and speedily get it to where we got to get it. I don't ask questions. I like to get paid so that you can get paid.
I like money, but the box did say help me.
I mean, Captain, we're smugglers. We're not slavers.
True, sir. Anyway, let me see your scanner thing. Reach out his hand.
I gesture for the engineering officer to display bring over the device and put it on a screen, but the screen is angled away from the audience, so it just looks like we're all looking at something, but there's nothing
Yep.
really there.
Yeah, he hands like a piece of glass to you. There's not actually anything on it.
Look at it. So they're saying there might be something alive in the box. What system did we pick this up in again?
Egon 7.
So I believe we picked up this particular box in Yvonne 7, which, as you know, is quite a hub for biological matter.
Okay. So
Captain's looking at the scanner. I lean over and I look and I say, "Does this thing get any cartoons?"
I don't know.
Studio audience laughs.
Have the research officer figure out what living things we might likely be transporting from Egon 7 to where we're headed.
So I feel like there would be a science officer somewhere on this bridge that would probably be
Exactly.
the one tasked with this.
Yeah, so the science officer will step up. Sir, you're requesting to find out all of the living life on Egon 7?
No, I'm asking you what things people from where we're going would likely want to buy from Egon 7.
Small things.
Yes, what small things?
That
Um,
could fit in the box that we have in our docking bay.
this
Precisely.
this could take some scanning. Please allow me some time. I have to research into that, sir, Captain.
Very good.
The camera cuts to the science officer standing at the keyboard, tapping something occasionally while some music plays in the background.
Yeah. Flop sweat just pouring off this guy, like religiously researching.
Do 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 do.
You just see monochrome screen scrolling and scrolling.
I'm really glad that our smuggling ship is this well equipped with staff and resources. We're really lucky.
Miss Tina's rolling in it.
I know, right? We are so grateful to work for such a good organization. The dental benefits are just amazing.
And after some
The
time,
captain just flashes a huge smile.
Wonder what she's rolling in.
after some time, that guy comes back and he's like, "I've got it, Captain." And we cut to commercials. When we come back from commercials, he goes, "I got it. It's a mini wormhole."
Complete with talking worms?
Well,
It's a. Isn't that the thing we try to not fly into?
well, yes, but around Egon 7, they've perfected the ability of creating small wormholes to speed up faster than light travel.
Damn it, James, I'm a security officer, not a science officer. What does this mean?
So it means that our client is looking to travel through the small wormhole to various many different places. How it works is it's sort of like a doorway. You install the wormhole in your engine room, and it basically allows the entire ship to travel through the wormhole. And he just keeps explaining in various MacGuffin terms how it works.
Wouldn't they have to be really small?
It is very small, small enough to fit in a box.
But
So
it's
how
a
how does
living
one
organism?
go through such a small thing?
It's Egon 7 tech. I'm not sure. I'm not as familiar as others are. However, I do know that they work very well. But it is quite odd that you've expressed hearing voices from it.
Well, if you can go through this wormhole, then something could come through the other way, right?
Correct. Including sound, I assume.
So, okay, so how do these wormholes work? Like, do you have an address and you plug it in and you tell it where to go, and then you go in and you come out there?
No, each wormhole leads to a set destination. However, they are centralized locations within the galaxies. So this one could lead to any location within a galaxy. I found that some reports of people in Egon 7 use them as communication devices, and he looks at like a data pad, but I found no evidence on how that exactly works.
So, what you're saying is we have a box with a little door inside it, and somehow this door is talking to us.
Correct. Or someone's talking through the door, sir.
This is definitely above my pay grade. Or it would be if you guys actually paid me.
Well, if we'd asked you to come on the ship, maybe we would have paid you.
But I'm here now.
I know.
I hand Slug like a little, like it's one of our sponsors, one of their candy bars. So it's like clearly like to the audience.
Just a Mars bar.
Pretty much.
Perfect name. Advertise the Mars bar during the space show.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way this
So-
show's getting made.
So I didn't think this was possible, but I am more confused than when we started this conversation. Do we just hurry up and get to the destination, turn this thing in? Do we talk to it? Do we just go have a drink in 1300 forward?
And as you state that, one of the navigations officer comes up and goes, not to cut your conversation short, Captain, but we have arrived at Knock Station.
Very
Okay.
well.
Well, I guess it answers that.
And we'll go to our last commercial break. As we come back, we see a model of this port and the Retrostar landing in the docking bay, as we see that sort of fade into a portly gentleman standing in the docking bay waiting for someone to exit. And we just see him. We don't see the ship. It's very intentionally shot with just him in mind.
As the ship is landing, you can see very clearly that the light of the stars behind it is blocked out by someone's arm, all in black with a black glove, moving the ship to the ground.
No, they have it on. They have it on a string. You can just very, very faintly in the HD renders of it see the fishing line.
Knots in the fishing line. Yeah.
Yeah. And as we sort of sit on this shot for a moment, our captain and crew of the our captain and ground crew, which is the three of you, sort of walk out from behind the camera.
I
And
think we've got Slug pushing the box on some sort of like cart
yeah,
or
you've
dolly.
got a dolly or a cart or something.
Yeah, and I look back up the ramp and say, "Thank you, Miss Tina. We will."
You just be good boys, real quietly.
Have fun storming the castle.
And we we see this guy. He goes, "Oh, very good. You've brought my product."
Gotta tell you, I think your doorway is defective.
It's no doorway. And it's now time for payment. And he pulls out a bright green blaster and points it at the captain.
It's your inevitable but sudden betrayal.
Captain Barnaby's going to have a hard time spending that.
And
That must be the new MacGuffin model.
Well, I think
Ooh, racing stripes.
I promptly let me see. Let me look at my thing here real quick.
Spotlight.
Yeah, maybe. Let me think. I think Captain will draw his own weapon.
Mhm.
Now listen, this isn't how business is done in this galaxy. You asked for a product. We got it to you. All speedy delivery. So you can pay us, or we'll find someone else who wants to.
I need a drama check from you.
Okay.
And this is where I would recommend you use the ability of, I think you have chewing the scenery.
Chewing. Well, it says chewing scene.
Yeah, but I couldn't fit all the words.
Okay.
What does that mean? I don't get that reference.
When an actor is chewing the scenery, they're being way too over dramatic. They're taking up too much. They're taking too much away from everybody else in the scene.
Got it.
Okay.
Long-winded
kind of,
gesticulation.
sort of what I just did.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only the
Okay.
security chief.
So I'm rolling. Where's the thing? That thing. So that
And
gives
then-
me a +1.
Correct. So rather than rolling 3 dice, you're going to roll 4.
You tell
You're
him,
gonna treat
Captain.
I thought if a 0 is default, right?
0 is default. Correct.
So that's 2 dice.
Correct.
So
And
+1 would be 3 dice, and I take
No,
the 2 highest.
don't you have a stat? Don't you have a 1 in that already?
Wait,
If you don't have a 1 in that, we need to.
I have a 1 in drama.
Okay.
So that would make it +2. Okay, I see what you're saying. So that
Yes.
makes it 4 dice and 2 highest.
Correct. So how that works is it's basically you can do it once per episode or session. Each episode is a session. You can use that ability, and it adds an extra. It's basically like upgrading your ability for that one check.
Okay.
So you're going to roll 4 dice. You're going to keep the 2 highest.
So that gives me a 10.
Nice.
You tell him, Captain. His other catchphrase.
And as you do that, he sort of drops his weapon, puts his hands up. All right, Captain. I see we have negotiations. Should I get my checkbook, or would you like credits?
Credit sounds good.
Very good. And he clicks, and a little, well, I say little, a short, skinny man sort of from the shadows comes running out to you and hands you a handful of credits that are these little gold oval coins, and comes running over and takes the cart from Slug and pushes it off into the darkness, and he goes, "Thank you, Captain. Good business." And then he leaves.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Did we get paid like an appropriate amount of gold coins?
Yeah, it looked like an appropriate amount.
Cool.
It's unclear because it's a TV show.
I just wanted to be like, if we were given a certain amount, we'd have a sense of, wow, this is not even close to covering it, or like this is an excessive amount. So we're not concerned by how much we were handed.
Nope.
Perfect. Okay, that's all I was looking for. I don't want boss to get angry at us.
So you
Never
go back.
make Miss Tina mad. It's the first rule.
Yep. So I take it you guys go ahead and board the ship back up again.
Yeah, I think as we're walking back, this scene kind of from behind where I kind of put my arm around the lieutenant, like, see, sometimes you just got to let them know how things work. That's all there is to it.
And I'm gonna like subtly put back like a bunch of weapons that I pulled out. Like I have like this stun baton, and I put this pistol like back in like this hidden rig, and like he can't see me because his arm's around me. Yes, Captain, you're right. You know, and when you're right, you're always right.
Just like quietly putting
Slug, no, Slug, put that thing back. No, oh wait.
What? No, it was. I found
I
it.
lied. No one's looking. Grab it.
I got a slug.
And as the episode,
we'll
wrap this first one a little early. But as the episode comes to an end, draws to a close, we go back down that same hallway that we followed the captain down and zoom in on a door that just says Captain Cumberbatch, and we hear that "Help me," and the episode fades to black. Credits roll, and we see all of your names roll in the credits. This terrible disco song plays.
Now I'm gonna have to go find crappy disco something on a YouTube thing that I can just steal.
Yeah. I'm sure we can find some kind of royalty-free disco music.
Could I make a suggestion for Slug Hagen? Please feel free to ignore this because you didn't ask for it. But I think it would be hilarious if Slug left a slug every time he appropriated something.
Or he just leaves a slug every time he talks about it.
Sure.
And every time he says, "I have a slug," he just drops it.
It is another one that is placed. That's how we kind of know where you've been.
And the show is third season, so I've now developed another catchphrase because, the first one hadn't been driven into the ground enough. It was time for another one.
Yeah.
But there's now like a colony of slugs, though, on our ship that's like running part of our like waste reclamation or something.
You're a hobby escargot farmer.
There's now a character in like a slug outfit. Who's
and
like
at that point, I think, Steve, go ahead and kick the robots.
All right.
Outro music by the band 12 Noon. You can email us at meandsteverpg@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter and RPGs. Find us on Facebook at Me and Steve RPG Podcast. On Discord at Me and Steve RPGs. And as always, all of these links are in the show notes. Thank you, and be kind to one another.
How much for the cigar?
Cigar, $20, dog. You gotta go down the street to the store and buy that.